Once again, we'd like to welcome you to today's webinar. This is Integrating Nanotechnology as part of the curriculum of an associate degree in electronics technology program. This webinar is brought to you by the Nanotechnology Applications and Career Knowledge Network, established at Pennsylvania State College of Engineering and funded in part by a grant from the National Science Foundation. This webinar is hosted by MATEC Networks, one of the centers of the Advanced Technology Education Network of the NSF. I'm your host, Roxanne Montoya from MATEC, the Maricopa Advanced Technology Education Center, and joining us today is Dr. Josee Védrine-Pauléus. Dr. Védrine received her PhD in electrical engineering in 2005 from Brown University with a thesis on flexible display systems. She went on to work as a consultant at the World Bank Institute and joined the development team for the Nelson Mandela African Institute of Science and Technology. She returned to academia as a postdoctoral researcher at Princeton University, researching block copolymeric materials for nanostructures fabrication. She currently holds an associate professorship at the University of Puerto Rico, Humacao campus in the Department of Physics and Electronics and has been a part of the NACK network since 2009. Our moderator today is Bob Ehrman, Managing Director of the NACK network. Bob, could you please take a moment to introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure, Roxanne. Thank you very much for the introduction. This is Bob Ehrman. I'm the Managing Director at the NACK network, and I'm pleased to be a part of this webinar with Josee and the folks from University of Puerto Rico, Humacao, who have been fabulous partners over the last, since 2009, or 2008 actually. And I'm very happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to a very exciting webinar. Thank you very much. My phone's ringing in the background.
Thanks, Bob. I'd like to ask Josee, how did you become involved with integrating nanotechnology into the associate degree in electronics program?
Great. I hope everybody can hear me.
Yes.
We actually started the collaboration with Penn State in 2008, Rogelio being the collaborator, and I joined or came on board in 2009. And so our participation has been through the NACK network, and so that's kind of the brief history of our participation there. But the few introductory slides that I will present will give a more in-breadth discussion of how we have participated and how we were able to integrate all that we've learned to implement in this nanotechnology into our associate degree program. And so the objectives for today, and I hope the audience will really gain something from this presentation, is to give you an insight of how we've been able to integrate these network resources and implement them into what we're calling nanotechnology industry courses here at Humacao, and to explore this proven model. We've only started this a year now, so we're starting our second cohort of students. And really, I hope to give some information for those who are interested in discovering methods of improving their own program or possibly starting their own programs at respective institutions. Okay, so the University of Puerto Rico, just for those of you who may not know where we're located, most people probably know where Sunshine State of Florida is located. Well, about 3.5 hours southeast is where Puerto Rico is located, and right here again in the southeast of Puerto Rico is where Humacao is located. We are a public institution. There are 11 different campuses around the island, as you see here, summing to about 50,000 students. But our campus has about 3,500 students. It's a 204-year undergraduate campus, with 65% of those population being women, female. 85% of the students, just to give you an idea of the background, 85% of the students do receive financial aid, federal financial aid, which is called the Pell Grant, and 75% of the students whom we give service to have graduated from the public schools. So a large population of those whom we service do come from the public schools. Again here, 38% of the students are enrolled in programs that are considered STEM related. So I'm talking here, our department is applied to electronics, biology, chemistry, and computation mathematics. So we get, just to give you a breadth of the population of students whom we serve and those who are interacting within the NACK population of courses. Now, the University of Puerto Rico, again, has a set of service areas, and if you can see here in gray, right, what we're calling target areas covers these different municipalities, and within these municipalities, there are a set of pharmaceuticals, right, key industrial companies that you can find along here, including MGM, Johnson & Johnson, Electronics. We've had several students partake in industry practice within these industries or in these industry locations. Now, Puerto Rico is a huge center for biopharma manufacturing, and so the students who do get hired afterwards or have their industry practice tend to do them within these pharmaceutical companies. Just a more recent image of the faculty involved closely with the NACK network. This is me here, Josee, Luis Rosa, to my right, to your right, and in front is Rogelio Fulon. So we have been in contact with the NACK network since 2008. I joined in 2009, and it's just been a really great team and collaboration along with the collaborators at Penn as well. The nanotechnology workshop courses that we've offered has been really through the nanofabrication capstone semesters implemented or started by Penn State. And on the website nanoforme.org, all the materials and resources are there. And so we've been able to utilize those resources and materials and offer those capstone semesters as workshops. Now, these workshops are offered through the continuous education program. These students or the participants of these workshops come in from 4:30 once a week to about 7:30 at night. Those who may work in the morning can participate, or students after their core courses remain to participate in these workshops. And so at the culmination of these capstone semesters, the students get a certificate from the continuous education program if they complete the semester. And this again is at no charge, so participants get all these materials, get to use our facilities and just to learn about nanotech and nanofabrication free of charge. The course codes, if you are able to view nanoforme.org, the course codes are ESC 211 through 216. We've of course have our own codification, but an overview of what the courses entails is shown here, right? So we teach or present students on materials and safety. We present them an overview of material safety data sheet, an overview of federal laws of OSHA, and also go through, what is nanotechnology? What are the fundamentals and applications of nanotechnology, and how is it relevant in their day-to-day lives? So students gain in a wide array of experience, a wide array of just a huge background that allows them to take this information and use it in their future education or apply them in their future workplaces. As a result of our participation in the NACK network, we were able to publish an article implementing a training program for the nanotechnology workforce at the University of Puerto Rico. And this article presents the summary of what we've learned by or through these nanotech workshops and capstone semesters, what has worked and or what could be improved. We've also been able to translate some of the materials, starting with the introductory level modules. You can download these in Espanol and Spanish, and so we can tailor specifically Spanish-speaking populations here and abroad. Okay, one of the great, I guess, good experiences for me as a participant and as a faculty teaching these courses is to see the growth of students and to see the enthusiasm of these students as they go through the course. And so we have successfully given certificates to 177 participants as of 2014. 26% of those students are from the associate degree in technology program. So that may seem ironic, but that's a really good thing, because we are actually impacting a large population that are outside of the associate degree in electronics technology program. And so through these experiences, we've been able to really define the two courses that's been implemented. So industrial nanotechnology theory and laboratory. Okay. One of the results of our participation has been the grant funding from PrePost. So PrePost is a governmental agency here in Puerto Rico that's helped to fund the nanotechnology laboratory, which is a class 10,000 clean room. So with the support of PrePost as well as the University of Puerto Rico, we've been able to build this facility, construct this facility, and house it within our department. And this facility has allowed us to really bring the hands-on laboratories and curriculum to life, right? So the students are able to not only see the theoretical aspects, but they can quickly go into the lab and get their hands, quote unquote, dirty inside the clean room while learning and having quite a lot of fun. Our associate degree program in electronics technology is accredited by ABET, which is the Engineering Tech Accreditation Commission, and this program again is a 2 years program, which allows for the most part for the population of students entering to enter the workforce shortly afterwards. I think the program is quite rigorous. You'll see the curriculum in a bit, but it definitely develops a positive attitude from students that are able to complete the program. And the students come out very well prepared technically and are self-motivated because they've been able to get this depth and breadth of technical knowledge that they can apply through continuing their education or in the workforce, and alumni have been quite successful. We show here the percentage of retention for our cohorts, and as you can see here, we had 70% in 2008, a decrease in 2009, but a progression of increase back in 2012. And our program, the numbers here for admission is around 14 students a year. We enroll approximately 30 students and award about 5 students a year. And I think one of the retention, improvement in retention has been the change or the implementation of a technical mathematics course, right? So the population of students who are, and I'm saying generally, the population of students within the associate degree programs need to have backgrounds, maybe in mathematics, that are more relevant to their needs. So we've implemented this specific technical mathematics course, and also the inclusion of nanotech courses. These courses, we hope, can certainly keep students motivated and proactive in their learning, in their education. So I talked about the curriculum. We are giving you here just a general idea of what the curriculum and for this associate degree entails. You see that students gain, right, so general education, basic English and Spanish, human relations, and industry. And also the technical portions. They do get technical physics. They are in a rigorous class of AC circuits, alternative AC circuits laboratory within their first year. So they come in right from high school, and they come prepared to learn all these materials. Right. Here, what we're calling industry practice is a key component of our curriculum. So industry practice allows the students to get their foot right in working with a company, oftentimes a local company, where they work 100 hours to complete a project, or sometimes more than 100 hours, and that is a 2-credit course where students can gain practical experience. Also, the second year, first semester, students are taking a set of electronic courses, digital electronics, introduction to computing, and quality control in their first semester. I've had some interaction with industry, in particular recently. A local industry told us, quality control is really one of the key course materials that you can teach a student coming in into their company, because quality control is a broad field which you can use across many or different areas. And so, again, their second year, second semester, they get additional theoretical and laboratory experience with electronics, microprocessors, history of Puerto Rico, and last, industrial nanotechnology, theory and laboratory, which we're calling here code TEL 2131. So the course is, the students are in this course in their last year and their last semester, and they've gained quite a lot of theory, and they're prepared to actually see and use some of that theory right into this course. Just again to summarize the courses that the students take, and I'm summarizing this to make a point, right? Students learn about DCAC, they learn about analog and digital systems, microprocessors, microcomputers. So they have an idea of integrated circuits. They have an idea of the importance of making structures small in computing and processes. They have an idea of these analog systems and digital systems, but really to bring that to life is when they are able to apply that in the laboratories, where they can actually do microprocessing techniques. They can go through the process. They see really the importance of quality control when they need to provide a good throughput of their experimental portions. So all the curriculum that they've built on, right? They actually apply that within in nanotechnology course.
Hi, Josee. We actually had a question that Dr. Rogerio Berlán answered regarding the number of females in the program. He says that about 40% of the females in this program are, about 40% of the students in this program are female. Is that correct?
the program in the NACK
yes,
courses,
mm-hmm.
the Capstone courses. Okay, that is correct. I think the actual number is 36%, right? So about 40% are women, and so that is
As
correct.
a follow-up, do you conduct any special recruitment activities to attract more female students?
We do a lot of marketing throughout the campus, a lot of marketing within the natural sciences buildings, and also do a lot of marketing with other faculty, right? So we send out emails to several faculty. We've made presentations in key courses to invite students in, and I think one of the key factors is that students within biology or chemistry, in their coursework, they see the importance of nanotechnology, right? So, through seminars and workshops within their own departments, they hear about nanotechnology, they read about nanotechnology, and they can come into the class and actually get a more in-depth aspect of nanotechnology and how it can relate specifically to their field.
Thank you. We also have a question regarding the number of certificates. You've had quite a few students who participated and were awarded certificates, I believe 177. What do you attribute the high numbers of participation here?
I think one of the main aspects of the certification is that students really they really want to learn and know what is nanotechnology, and I think some students are very motivated to get that additional education, to get a certification, to place that in their resume as a tool for seeking employment. But really the marketing, students are motivated to learn about nanotechnology and can see the increase, I think, the increased teaching of or speaking of nanotechnology in their related fields is what has contributed to participation, and to maintain participation for students to complete those nanotech courses is the idea that, great, at the end of this they do get a certification which they can apply in their resumes, in their CVs.
Thank you. Do you have a specific recruitment strategy? How do you advertise these workshops?
We have a supporting team within NACK, our secretary and technician, who have posters throughout the campus, throughout the natural sciences building. We also have collaborations with a nearby community college, Macau Community College, and they also advertise and have their students participate in the NACK workshops. And my colleagues in chemistry and biology primarily have sent their students to participate in the workshop. And I think one of the reasons they do that is they see the importance of this aspect of the courses in their research. And so students who take these courses, a lot of them participate in research, not just associate degree students, bachelor's degree students participate in independent research courses. And so by taking these nanotech courses and nanotech lab, they can apply a lot of the techniques and tools and equipment and understand the fundamental science of their own research areas, and that is pretty important.
Absolutely, and nothing like hands-on training, right? We've got just a couple more questions here. What is the approximate demographic of the workshop? Now, we asked about female, but this is specifically asking what is the age demographic of the participants?
Sure. We've done this study back in 2013. We have the numbers. We need to update this, but just 87% of the students are between the age of 20 and 29. So the vast majority are kind of senior college level. 11% are between 30 and 39, and 2% are between 40 and 49.
Great, thank you. There is another question that just appeared in our chat box here. Does the pharmaceutical industry represent or support this certificate recruitment program, or do they help by recruiting, I should say? That
is a good question. I don't think let me restate this. We have outreach to several nearby pharmaceuticals so that their technicians can partake in the workshops. And so I can't remember if we've had too many participations from industry in terms of their marketing or their promotion of it. But we have reached out to industries. But what I can say is that there is one pharmaceutical that has at least two that recruit students for the industry practice almost on a regular basis.
So even though the degree is actually in electronics technology, you still have that support?
Absolutely, because a lot of the technicians that do work for pharmaceuticals need to have knowledge in metrology. They need to have knowledge in vacuum systems. They need to have a really knowledge in quality control and systems, and so it is very relevant to the pharma industry, and more importantly, if you're familiar with this industry setting, it operates within a clean room environment. And so if students come in already with this knowledge of how to enter and use a clean room facility, that's a plus on their end.
Wonderful. Thank you, Josee. We're going to go ahead and continue here. And I'm showing the screen that shows Industrial Nanotechnology.
Okay, thank you. So we again started to offer the course in January 2014. January 2015 is where we are now, offering the second cohort of courses. The courses meet 3 times a week for a total of 15 weeks, so 1 semester. And the theoretical portion uses, the vast portion of it uses materials already available, such as the introductory level modules and undergraduate materials on nano4me.org. The experiments that we used locally have been developed here to really be used and implemented for our needs and for the facilities and equipment that we have. So we have kind of what is the word? We've allowed the experiments to meet the in-house infrastructure. And the labs are taught by a faculty and a lab technician, so a maximum of 5 students per group for a total of 3 groups in rotation mode. Industrial nanotech lectures, here I'm talking about the theoretical portion of the courses. The general scope here is to give you an idea of what the content entails for these lectures. Okay, we provide students, an idea of what is nano, right? Most students probably come in saying, okay, I know that 10 to the -9 is nano, but really, can they conceptualize what is this thing? What is this nano? So they get that. They get the fundamental introduction to nanotechnology. They learn an important component. What is the safety and environmental concerns relevant to this field area, and a very important piece of the lectures is vacuum systems. That is taught where students gain an insight on the importance of vacuum that's used for many of the equipment within the laboratory. The electrical and magnetic materials lectures talk about how do we classify materials, their physical materials properties. And I think one of the great things about teaching this course is that students, they can relate. They've heard about transistors, and they can see this in more details within this course. Okay. They've heard about polymeric materials, but organic and inorganic systems, they can really learn about why this is important and how nano plays a part in the properties, the physical properties of polymeric materials. The manufacturing processes here, I think is a very high tech tech field. You're teaching this to associate degree program. I did not learn about most of these until I was in graduate school, right? You know, what is the growth process, CVD, PCVD, lithography, that should be lithography, and the etching, wet and dry etching processes. So these students come out, you know, having a pretty good general understanding of all these growth systems that are relevant, especially within fabrication technology companies, and also integrated circuit systems, right? So Silicon Run is a movie that is shown within the lectures and as well. So we continue here with the lectures in materials and nanotechnology. Students learn about self-assembling materials, quantum dot physics systems. So this is these topic areas are very high level, very scientific, and these students can gain a very good physical background and general content of what are the materials and the implication of nanotechnology and future technologies. Of course, ever popular topic is solar cells, and we teach and actually have a laboratory on organic solar cells. And generally, micro electromechanical systems, or MEMS, or NMEMS now, is also discussed during lectures. So design of microfluidic devices, of which Rogelio Fulon is a specialist in. And these are prepared PowerPoints that have been prepared in-house. And so the same things can be done within your particular institutions. You know, if you have an expertise in an area, you can produce resources or instructive materials that are more specific, and that can be taught within the curriculum. I just want to really go briefly here, just to give an overview of the tools and equipment that are used, and the tools and equipment that students get to see within the laboratory, right? So EquiSim is a software, online software system that allows students to gain a demonstration of how a vacuum system works. Optical microscopy, fundamentals of electrometry and porphyrometry. The students do have labs where they can measure the thicknesses of polymeric materials. They can measure the height and structural properties of, say, a nanofiber. They can look at the topography of these elements using AFM and also scanning electron microscopic tools. They come in and they do have the ability to use these equipment, right, on their own, right? The laboratory allows them to gain this hands-on experience with these equipment on their own. Okay, I like this slide because it really presents a very important component in teaching, either a course or a workshop. And what we present here is a pre and post evaluation of the industrial nanotechnology lectures of courses. So we want to state this at the beginning. I want to state this at the beginning. When you do give a pre-evaluation, it's important to let the students know, this is not an exam. If they don't know anything, it doesn't mean that they should not be in this course, but really all it allows us to do is to gain an overview of what they know, and that's it. It won't be graded. And so, they should not have this attitude that they're a complete failure if they don't know, what a nanoparticle is or what nanotubes are. And so this is just to gain an overview of what they know and how and what they will know, hopefully by the end of the course. And so we see the pre-evaluation shows majority of students are deficient in most of these topic areas. But the exciting aspect of this evaluation is this shift, a great shift from deficient to excellent and good during the post-evaluation. So, whoa, you know, the students have learned quite a bit over a course of a semester. Again, the cohort, this is talking about last samples of 6, cohort of 6, continuing on topic areas. Students need to have an idea, you know, reactive etching, optical lithography, nanolithography, polymers. Okay, we want them to have this, you know, this kind of a smile on their face during the pre-evaluation and a smile on their face during the post-evaluation, because you know we want them to learn. We want them to learn in an environment where they can be free to ask questions. They can be free to and proactive to really participate and to learn doing all the stages of these areas, all the stages of the course. And we have seen that, and that's been very positive for us and very a great motivation for us in delivering these courses. The student survey, which this slide produces, asks a set of questions from the students, right? And these questions such as, you know, how would you rate the lectures, right? So a range of 0 to 5, 0 being low, 5 being high, and we can see that we get a 4 and a 2. 4 students responded a high, 2 responded almost a high, to gauge how well we're doing, right? So this is feedback that we take and evaluate to see how we can improve our course lectures or delivering of the course materials, right? Question D, the laboratory session scheduled provided adequate time for developing nanotechnology processes, and the majority of students answered yes. Right, so 6 answered, all the students answered yes, that the laboratories did give adequate time. Okay. The pace of the workshop, right? So we want to do this at a pace where everybody is able to participate. Too slow, about right. Too fast, majority said about right. So this, these questions allow us to gauge how are we doing and how to improve and implement it for the next cohort. Okay. The students were encouraged to participate in class discussions. Okay. This is question E, and everybody said yes. Right. This is the type of environment that we want. We want students to be engaged, to ask questions, to answer questions, to really motivate one another and in learning and getting the most out of these laboratories and lecture material. Okay. So this is the student survey is something that one can prepare. It's fairly easy, and you prepare it to meet your specific needs. Okay. I just want to go right into P and Q. I have this in red, and in I have learned the subject materials and developed the skills presented in the workshop, right? At the end of the day, have they learned something? Hope so. Yes, everyone said yes. My enthusiasm for learning during the course was high and very high. Right? This is, for me as an instructor, very important, right? Entering a classroom, I want my students to be engaged, but I really want them to be enthusiastic, because that shows me their interest in learning the materials that are being presented, and also in providing an input and further insight into the material that's being taught. Right? So they're participatory learners. So comments from students. Students have said, oh, this experience has been very pleasant. They've learned new and innovative things. And honestly, it was a good class. So a student is saying, in truth, this was a good class, and that is very good feedback for us. In conclusion, if you have questions, please do provide them before the end of the lecture. But I think for our group here, what we have learned is the importance of proof of concept. Our experience through the NACK since 2008 really has allowed us to provide course materials and to deliver the course content in a way that students here at our institutions can really benefit from these courses. So we've been able to prove the concept, and that's been, I think, one of the key aspects of facilitating the nanotech courses within the department. The department as a whole, I think the institution as a whole has seen the importance or the value of these nanotech courses, especially by the university administration, especially by the advisory board, right? We have an associate degree advisory board comprised of members from the local industry, and they've been excellent in providing feedback to us and how we can improve the associate degree program. So the inclusion of these nanotech courses have been recognized by them and by Abbott as a whole. We recently received an Abbott evaluation actually last semester, and one of the positive feedback from this visiting team was the inclusion of nanotech, a really high technical field area within an associate degree. It's very unique and is a great contribution to student retention and learning. So from the student evaluations and the comments and just the students themselves have been really positive. So we can see just a great shift in learning of key technical areas relevant to nanotechnology. And we hope to continue to impact student recruitment as well as retention, and we will measure that along the next years.
Thanks, Josee. Now here we ask that you please type in your questions. For Josee, I have one question for you, Josee. It asks, are you using NACK-produced nanotechnology labs in your laboratory course, or have you created your own?
I think for the majority of the laboratories have been created here. For the most part, they've been developed in-house. We have used a few in-house made by the NACK resources, but for the most part, we've developed our own laboratory in-house to best fit the needs of the students and the infrastructure. But the laboratories that we've done here covers topics very similar to what's available in nanoforming.
Thank you. I also have, how are the NACK-originated lectures in Industrial Nanotechnology course delivered to the students? In other words, do you use videos that are available on the Nano4Me site, or is there anything else that you use?
For the lectures, I know Rogelio is on there. He has delivered the lectures for the theoretical portion of the class. But, we deliver the lectures by faculty, so we are within a classroom setting, and we give the lectures directly to students. Does that answer your question?
I believe so. We also have, is there or are there any groups collaborating with you in Southern California, specifically in the Santa Barbara area?
Are there any groups in California?
Yes, that you've partnered with in the past.
I can answer that question, I think, a little bit here from a NACK network. This is Bob. We have worked in the Santa Barbara area. There are some people at UCSB, and we worked with some of the people down the road there in Ventura College, and there's a couple different places. So if you're interested in making some connections, just email me at rke2 at psu.edu, and I can tell you about some people that we've worked with. Okay?
Josee, we also have the 3-credit course and 1-credit lab that you have created look really good. And they're interested to know that if you think the nano course and the lab that you've created would be integrated into other science and tech majors to give the students at least an overview of working at the nanoscale.
Well, that is a very interesting question and a very good one. It's a wonderful idea, and I think it's absolutely possible to integrate the courses in other science or tech majors. Like I've mentioned before, a large majority of students are actually from outside of the associate degree tech program. We get a lot of students, primarily female, from biology and chemistry. And one of the things I like to, I'm talking specifically here for when we have the NACK workshops, and one of the things I think we try to do is to see how relevant nanotech is within biomedical sciences or within physical chemistry or general chemistry, and so they can see firsthand the relations between nanotech in their own specific field. So absolutely, these materials can be very well integrated within other science and tech majors.
Thanks, Josee. I see another one that just popped up in our chat window here. It asks, after the students complete this course, are they able to directly join a company after they complete this, or do they have to undergo any other certification requirements?
The students can actually go on and join a company directly. So we've had students working with a local company here, and our feedback from the supervisor has been excellent because of all the, I think, the rigorous learning of the curriculum and the hands-on he has gained from participation from the nanotech courses. So the students can go right into industry, and they have in the past.
Oh, excellent. You know, we actually have a question for Bob. Bob, are there modules or courses dedicated to practical design challenges applying nanotechnology?
I'm not sure of what Alejandro is asking there. Perhaps he can email me because I'm not quite clear. Maybe we can talk a little bit more about it.
Sure, no problem.
I'm not quite sure of the question.
Okay, well, how about this, Josee, relating to that question, would the University of Puerto Rico be willing to share the material and labs that you've produced? How would the course material be assessed by someone who wanted to do that, or someone in another country or across the country?
We are open to providing that material in everything that we have for the use of anyone. The one thing that we do need to do is apply those laboratories or the laboratory notebook or lectures related topics on our website. So here we have our website, site.google.com/site/NACK-UPR. We need to just upload those materials and make that available for you. I'm not sure if if you bookmark that page perhaps at the near mid-semester, we can upload that in a way that facilitates usage. So for us, yes.
Great, thank you, Josee. And I do have one other question. I'm so sorry. It says, why do you think, or how do you think, that the inclusion of nanotech courses has or will in the future contribute to EET program retention?
We really hope that the inclusion of these courses will improve retention. We need time to measure that, of course. And so give us a few more years, and we're certain to do the proper assessment to see how it actually has contributed to program retention. But I'm optimistic that it will do more good than harm. But we need some time to actually do the numbers and assess really that's helped with retention within our program.
Thanks, Josee. What I'm going to do now is launch a survey link. Now, the link allows us to report back to our sponsor, the National Science Foundation, about the impact of these webinars. And while we're doing that, if you have any additional questions to add to or to ask Josee, please feel free to put those in the chat box, and I will make sure that we address them.
Josee, one thing I heard you say that I thought was very interesting was that you did not learn a lot of this stuff until you have a great academic background until you got to graduate school. Do you think there's value in getting the hands-on learning at the associate level, either through these workshops or through these intensive courses?
I think the background that the students get here is quite incredible. I laugh because there are students within the bachelor's degree program who unless they participate in this in nanotech, really don't have a good sense of this. And so I think it's just quite amazing that students are able to take in and do these laboratories. Like I said, most of these topic areas I didn't touch until I entered graduate school. So it's beneficial for the students to learn it at an early stage, and they can really start to apply that earlier on in their career.
Thanks, Josee. We were having slight problem with launching our survey, but we are getting to that right this moment, and you should see it in just a few seconds. And I'll give everyone just a few moments to go through and submit their answers. In the meantime, I'll continue to search the chat box for questions and give those over to you. Okay, Josee?
Thank you.
While people are doing this, I'm going to just let you guys know about our next webinars. We're going to have several more webinars this spring. We're going to have a webinar on nanotechnology, energy, and energy storage in March 27th. You can get to this via the Nano4Me website. We'll have one on self-assembled monolayers in April 24th to be exact. And we'll also have a couple of workshops coming up this spring here at Penn State, the NACK headquarters at Penn State. One will be in May, which will be a hands-on introduction to nanotechnology for educators, and then we'll have in preceding that actually will be a nanotechnology course resource workshop. We have a number of alums on this webinar right now of this workshop. This is the first of a series of 2 workshops. We'll have this one in April, and then we'll follow it up with the course resource 2 workshop, which will be actually held in August of this year. You can get to these all via nano4me.org and just click on the Educators tab, and you'll be able to register them. And we still have seats in the workshops here this spring, so please register soon if you're interested in partaking in these workshops, or if you have colleagues who might be interested in attending. And we do have participant support money available for those who qualify.
Thanks, Bob. And once again, whether you are joining us live or watching this recorded version of the webinar, please take 1 minute to provide your feedback and suggestions. Right now, I'm going to count everyone down. We're going to have about another 10 seconds for you to hit submit. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you. To access this recording, slides, and other information, you can do that at nano4me.org/webinars.php. If you attended this live version of the webinar and would like a certificate of participation, please email sbarger@engr.psu.edu. Here is a list of our upcoming webinars. We invite you to follow our link at nano4me.org/webinars.php to review and register for upcoming webinars. We would like to thank our guests, Dr. Josee Védrine-Pauléus and Dr. Bob Ehrman. This concludes our webinar. It is our pleasure to host you today. Thank you so much for your attendance. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you.